Welcome to the Explore Real Estate Show. I am James Boslaw, your Fredericksburg Area realtor and vacation rental investor. And this show is all about real estate in the Fredericksburg area, the Fawn Lake community, and the vacation rental space. I help people buy and sell homes because I believe that everyone should grow their wealth as they live in or own a home that they love. I also believe that you should feel confident when you are buying or selling a home, and confidence comes when you are well educated and informed, and that's what this show is all about. Enjoy the show. Hey everybody, welcome to the Explore Real Estate Show, where in today's episode, we are going to jump into the real estate stats for the Fredericksburg area in the month of March of 2024. I cannot wait to share with you some of the stats I'm going to share with you today. There's two things in particular that are very, very fascinating to me, and I cannot wait to share them with you. But before I get started, I just want to address two or three things. My voice is going to sound a little bit different today. Like many of you, I have really bad spring allergies, so a little bit of congestion, a little bit of a sore throat, and it probably doesn't help that I coach my kids' soccer team and have three boys in sports, so I'm constantly yelling and cheering and encouraging. And obviously, as a real estate agent, I'm talking all the time. So my voice sounds a little bit different today than normal. So sorry about that, but I'm going to do my best to clearly project so that you can hear exactly what I have to say. And let me also address one more thing as well. You've probably seen a lot of headlines and have heard a lot of noise around the proposed NAR settlement. And oh my goodness, the media is just so off on what's actually going on. I almost created a podcast to address this. However, the reason why I didn't is because nothing has been settled on. Everything is proposed. And I think I know how things are going to settle, but nothing has been solidified yet. So until we have more information and until things are actually settled, I'm just going to hold off for a little bit on explaining what in the world is going on. But rest assured, it's really not that big of a deal, and we don't think much is going to change. However, I will be updating you in the future months as more and more information comes out and as things are no longer proposed, but actually settled on. So with that being said, let's dive right into the month of March and the stats for the Fredericksburg area in 2024. And as we do that, there's a lot of interesting things we're going to talk about. The first stat that we're going to look at is the overall sold dollar volume in March of 2024 compared to March of 2023. And as we do that, we'll notice that it is up 1%, just 1% more overall sold dollar volume this March than in last March. And if you have been listening to my episode, what you will know is that both January and February of this year, now March, that the first 3 months of this year, the first quarter, every single month has had more overall sold dollar volume in 2024 than it has in 2023. Not by a lot, but by a little bit. More and more homes are starting to sell. Inventory is growing. More homes are closing, and that is definitely an encouraging sign. If you were to listen to my episodes from 2023, almost every single month in 2023, particularly in the second half of the year, every single month, the overall sold dollar volume was down from the previous year. Now we're starting to see things tick back up and more sales are happening. But as we take a look at the average sold price, it's actually up about 4% in the Fredericksburg area for the month of March this year versus last year. Now that is significant. Matter of fact, if you were to take a look at the average sales price in the month of March in the Fredericksburg area, it's $472,000. Well, if you were to take a look at the average sales price in 2023, it was $453,000. So the average sales price has gone up $19,000 in 1 year. So if you're a homeowner, that's great news. And if you're a buyer, that's also great news, because if you bought any time in the last year or two, your home has appreciated in value. And that is fantastic. Home sale prices are still going up. Right now, the average sales price is up 4% this March over last March. Now, as we take a look at the median sold price, we'll also see that that is up nearly 5%. So the median sold price in the Fredericksburg area is $440,000, and that is up nearly 5%. So both the average sales price and the median sales price is up. Home values are going up, and once again, they're doing so at normal appreciation numbers. Normal appreciation would be anywhere from 3 to 5% when you look at things over the course of a year. And that's exactly where we are in the month of March this year versus last year. We're seeing about 4 to 5% appreciation, whether it's the average or median sold price of a home. So things are appreciating, things are normal. Everyone can take a deep breath and calm down a little bit because home sale prices are going up. As far as overall units sold, we're seeing that number is down. Now, overall units means the number of homes that were sold. Now, that's down about 3%, but because the sales prices are up about 4%, that's why we're seeing about a 1% increase in overall sold dollar volume. Fewer homes are selling, but the prices are a little bit higher, which leads to show us that the overall sold dollar volume is slightly up, even though the number of homes is down just slightly. Now, here is an interesting stat, and it is the average days on market. That is actually down by about 13. And that is interesting to me. Last year, the average days on market in the month of March was 39 days. Right now, it's 34 days. So slightly down, which is interesting to me. I actually have observed personally that higher price homes tend to be in the market a little bit longer, but lower price homes are still going pretty quickly. And I think that this is due to housing affordability being an issue. Higher price homes are appealing to fewer buyers because it's harder to afford that. But if you have a home that's in that average sales price range, or maybe even a little bit below that, what we're seeing is that those homes are going quicker. So the average days on market is 34 days, just about a month that your house might be on the market before it goes under contract. Now, here is something that I think is very interesting, and this is something that I think is fascinating, and I think is something that we need to be watching very closely. If you take a look at active listings right now in the month of March, the number of active listings is 417 homes. In the Fredericksburg area, in the MLS right now, if you were to look at anything that falls under the Fredericksburg area, there would be 417 homes that are currently for sale. Now, the 5-year average is 554 homes. So right now, in the month of March, we have fewer homes for sale than the 5-year average. Now, hold that thought just for a moment, because what that means is that there are less listings now than the 5-year average. So let's hold on to that thought of right now there's less listings, and let's compare that with the next stat, which is that our current months of supply in March of 2024 is 1.5 months of supply, whereas in the 5-year average is 1.2. So we actually have an increase of supply, but a decrease in the number of listings that we have. Those two things might make you scratch your head. Why would there be fewer active listings right now in this month compared to the 5-year average? However, the supply is higher than the 5-year average. Well, the reason why is because we have less listings, but we have increased supply due to less demand. So right now, we do have fewer homes for sale than our typical average. Inventory remains low, but the demand in the market is even lower than that. So what we're seeing is that there's just not as many buyers out there than in years past. A few years ago, we had the opposite issue. We had not a lot of homes for sale and a ton of buyers. And that's what made home sale prices drive up so quickly. All real estate is, when it comes to values, is simple economics. It's supply and demand. And just a few years ago, the supply was limited and the demand was through the roof. And that's why sales prices skyrocketed. Now what we're seeing is that supply remains low, but our demand is low as well, which means that homes are slowing down as far as their appreciation goes. The higher interest rates are definitely impacting the demand that we see. And I think that that is a very interesting stat, that we could actually have less listings, increase supply due to less demand. And so what is that demand? What's going on with the buyers right now? Well, a lot of folks are waiting. What are they waiting for? They're waiting for the interest rates to come down. Will that happen this year? I have no idea. I have a sneaking suspicion that it will come down slowly, but I could be wrong in that. They fluctuate every day. But if you are a buyer, who is waiting for the interest rates to come down, you are not alone. And what I think is going to happen is these interest rates are going to probably come down eventually and slowly. And there's going to be a threshold where more and more buyers jump in. And when that happens, that demand is going to be in competition with one another. And that's when I think sales prices will be driven back up again. I don't know if it'll be this year. I don't know if it'll be next year or in the years to come. I have no idea. We are definitely going to be watching that. But I do have a theory that the interest rates and what direction they go in will really spike demand or keep it where it is, which is right now there is less demand. And so if you're a buyer, take heart. You might have some opportunity right now to get a home that you like and have less competition and maybe even get a deal on it. Maybe get some seller concessions on that property. If you're a seller and you're looking to sell your home, it's going to take about a month. But values are going up and you are going to make a lot of money on the sale of your home. So right now there is definitely opportunities for both buyers and sellers. But I just think it's very fascinating to me that there are less active listings in this March than the 5-year average. And yet the months of supply is actually gone up. And that is a clear example of less demand. So we're going to be watching all of this in the months to come. Historically speaking, the months of May, June, and July are oftentimes some of the biggest months where we see sales taking place. And so even though next month's podcast, we'll be able to take a look at the month of April, which right now, as we see it, April is not going crazy. There's not a ton of sales happening in April. But I have a feeling that May, June, and July will give us a really good indication on really where things are going over the course of this year and in the months to come. As always, if you are watching this right now on YouTube, please subscribe, and that way you could always be kept up to date on the most recent episodes. And if you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts, and make sure that you follow the show so that you can do the same. And if you ever have any questions about the local market and are interested in buying or selling a home, you can always contact me at my website, which is explorewithjb.com. And you can reach out to me, and I would love to set up an appointment with you to talk about buying or selling. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope you find this as fascinating as I do. And as always, I want to keep you educated and informed so that you can feel confident when you're looking to buy or sell a home. And that's what this show is all about. So I'll see you guys on the next episode. And until then, I hope you have a great day and an awesome week.